Hi there. My name is Dr. Tiffany. I am a marriage and family therapist and relationship expert, and our coaching and consulting agency is unique in that we specifically work with women, teaching them how to heal and recover from emotionally traumatic relationships. So, are you tired of being in unfulfilled quote relationships? That no matter how much you put into it, no matter how hard you work, you still are the one that seems to always get the short end of the stick? Then you are in the right place. And this could be a sign that you, my friend, are in an emotionally traumatic relationship. So, what exactly is trauma? Trauma is an emotional response to a terrible event, frankly put. But here's what separates trauma from just normal reactions. That immediately after the event, you may experience shock, some denial. A lot of people report that they may forget or that they have blocked out or put some things in the back of their mind. That also is a key factor that you may have experienced some type of trauma in your lifetime. So some of the longer term effects of trauma is that you may have feel that you have unpredictable emotions. So you may not feel like you can even control your emotions. Intrusive thoughts or flashbacks is another one. And some of the other telltale signs that you may have some trauma is that you may be experiencing some strained relationships, or you may have a problem with connecting with other people altogether. So those are some longer terms. And trauma also lives in your body. So you may experience some kind of headaches or some nausea or just body pain. Then those are also keys that you may have experienced some type of emotional trauma in your life. But what about relationship trauma? Relationship trauma happens when you have experienced some of these same symptoms, some of these same things, when you have experienced prolonged emotional or physical distress at the hand of someone that you love or that you are or have been connected to at some point of time. So, frankly put, some type of relationship. So, with trauma, you can have trauma from a dramatic or traumatic event like an accident or a storm. But with relationship trauma, where it differs is that relationship trauma happens when you've experienced those that you have the same emotions, but it's at the hands of another person or some type of relationship that you've had. And this relationship can be a parent, it can be a partner, it could be a friend. It doesn't necessarily have to be a partner. But for the sake of this conversation, we're going to be talking about emotionally traumatic or emotionally traumatic relationships. So here are some signs that you may be in emotionally traumatic relationships or relationship, that is. So, a lot of times I talk to women all the time, and what I get is that I'm with someone, just the typical storyline. I'm with someone, we've been together or married for X amount of years. And in the beginning, this person was my dream partner. This person was everything to me. I fell in love. We fell in love quite quickly. This person could do no wrong. It was like this person was my knight in shining armor. Well, that's typical with emotionally traumatic relationships, because what typically happens is that we don't notice the signs from the beginning. We have on what they call our rose colored glasses, and we see all of these good qualities in the person. And honestly, we show all of the good qualities of ourselves, and the person show all the good qualities of themselves from the beginning. So you may not notice that, hey, something may not be quite right with this other person, which is why it's good to have people around you that will hold you accountable. We're not talking about that today, but we will talk about it. So make sure you check back when we talk about the benefit or the purpose of having, or the importance, not the benefit, the purpose, but the importance of having a positive community around you, or some kind of accountability, people that will hold you accountable while you're dating, in your dating phase. So the person may appear very charming in the beginning, as we all are. We all want to show our good qualities in the beginning of the relationship. But what seems to happen with emotionally difficult relationship is that the rose colored glasses actually wear off at some point in time. And over time, with being with a person, you begin to see their true colors. But one of the things that we really notice right off the bat with emotionally traumatic relationships is that they have these extreme highs and then these extreme lows. So pretty much a bipolar relationship. So the extreme highs, you may feel like things were, or things may start feeling like they were in the beginning. The person may be with you all the time. They may say all the right things to you. They may do all the things that they know to pull you back in, but shortly put, after a while, you trigger them, or you say something that they don't like, or you do something they don't like, or they get tired of holding up the persona, then their true colors start coming out. Whether that's through an argument, or whether that's through them wanting to do what they want to do, and disregard how you feel about it, but their true colors start coming out at some point in time. So you get those extreme highs when things are extremely good, and then the extreme lows. And a lot of times people want to park right here in the relationship, and they go around the same cycle over and over because they're fooled by the extreme highs. Because during the extreme highs, you don't really think about the extreme lows. You don't really think about it. You're caught up in caught up in the rapture of love at that point in time, like Anita Baker would say. So you're not thinking about what it was like when they called you out of your name when they were angry, or when they went off on you for no reason, or when they're trying to make you feel like you're crazy, or when they're isolating you from the people that love you. You're not thinking about those things during those times, or that the fact that you've had the same conversation with this person about acknowledging your feelings and dismissing you over and over, and the person not being able to supply your needs, or not even valuing you as a person. You forget about those things. So if you're experiencing those extreme highs and those extreme lows, and if there's any type of abuse present in the relationship, and physical abuse, sexual abuse, and even emotional abuse, and I know we don't really talk about emotional and verbal abuse a lot, we just don't talk about it. We don't talk about it enough. And that's because emotional abuse is a lot harder to prove than it is, physical abuse. Physical abuse, you see the wounds, you see these things, you see the physical abuse, you can see that, you can see the sexual abuse, you experience that. But a lot of times emotional abuse is very hidden. So we're talking about name calling, or the person threatening you, or the person saying things that make you feel uneasy or uncomfortable, but because your body just don't feel safe around that person, that something is not right. And if you are in a relationship, and I don't care if you've been in the relationship one day, or if you've been in the relationship 10 years, it does not matter. Chances are, if you're experiencing any kind of these symptoms, then you are in an emotionally traumatic relationships. So I know you're like, okay, Dr. Tiffany, like, you're telling me all this, I'm kind of trying to see where my issues fit in my relationship or in my marriage, because I do not exclude marriage from just relationship. When I'm going over these things, I'm looking at them from the lens of a marriage or relationship, because they actually are both. Being married does not excuse poor behavior. Being married does not excuse someone devaluing you. Being married does not excuse for the toxicity. You can be in a very toxic marriage just like you can be in a very toxic relationship. They're not exclusive. So I hope that you're able to find yourself in these things as I talk about them. So now that like, what do you do? Now that I know that, hey, I may be in an emotionally traumatic relationship, or emotionally difficult relationship, or traumatic. I say traumatic relationship because I want people to identify that these difficult things are actually causing me some kind of pain. What kind of pain? So, if you're finding that you may feel like you're unloved, that you're unwanted, that you're is easily triggered around that person, you may feel guarded, you may feel that you have to defend yourself and you're unable to trust them. You may feel that they've betrayed you, because the person that you married, or the person that you first started the relationship with five years ago, is not the same person that you see right now. It's a totally different person than what I see. Now, there are going to be some normal growth things. There are some normal behaviors, some normal ups and downs that happen in relationships. So we're not going to dismiss that. But what we're not going to do is also dismiss when things cross over into being unhealthy, or things cross over into being difficult. So if you're experiencing, that you may not be able to trust them, or they may not, you may have some issues with people getting close to you because you're still hurting from your last relationship or your last breakup, or you feel like your partner just treats you bad, or treats you way worse than how you already feel about yourself. Because here's the thing, people cannot treat you, or I believe anyway, that people cannot treat you worse than how you treat yourself. So if you're with someone that treats you poorly, then that means that you are treating you poorly somewhere along the line, and that person is you're giving the message that that person treating you poorly is okay. That's my belief. I just believe that. I believe we attract people based off of where we are. So at whatever point you stop healing is the point to where you're attracting people right there. You're stopped right there. Those are the people that you're attracting. Those are the type of people that you're attracting. So if you're wounded, you're still hurting, you're still healing, then you're attracting people that are wounded, that are still hurting, that are still healing. So here's the thing. I bet you're wondering now, like, well, what do I do now that I know, that my relationship, is may be experiencing some trauma. I am experiencing some trauma as a result of a relationship that I am in or have been. What are my next steps? I'm glad you asked. So let's talk about what your next steps are. I I don't think I want to sugarcoat this. I don't think you need anyone sugarcoating you. I think we have a lot thrown at us. It's the social media age. You got a lot of stuff from day to day thrown at us. Well, I don't want to throw things at you, and I don't want to sugarcoat this. If you're still hurting, or if you are hurting at the moment that you're watching this video, then it's time to clean that up. I don't feel like you are watching this by mistake or accident. If you're on my email list, then of course, you're watching this because it's been emailed out to you, or you found this on YouTube or wherever social site you found this on. You found it, then you found it for a reason. And I believe this is your wake up call for you to do something about it. And I think you're wondering now, like, what do I do about it? I'm not really sure if I want to leave. I'm not really sure if I want to stay. I'm not sure what I should do about it, or can I even do something about it? Yes, my friend, you can do something about it. It is time to clean up the hurt. It is time for you to heal. It is time for you to move past the hurt, because you are worthy of love. Like, you can have a healthy relationship. You can have a healthy relationship. It's just a matter of you choosing. And a lot of times it's you choosing you. Am I saying that you have to leave? Absolutely not. If you're in an abusive relationship, I am never suggesting for you to stay in an abusive relationship. I, in fact, would advise you to get out of there, get to somewhere safe, call somebody that you can trust that will help walk you through your next steps. Hotline.org is a very good resource in walking you through your next step. But here's what I suggest. I suggest you download the guide that I made specifically for emotionally traumatic relationships. And I go over 5 myths about emotionally difficult relationships that I feel like you need to get. Grab that, and it's free. It's a free download. Grab that. I want you to go over some of the things that you may be telling yourself as to why you are still in that relationship. Check out the link in the description in order to download the freebie. If you're watching this from our website, the link will be right below the video. But whatever you do, that is your next step. Download that freebie. In there, I will talk about some resources. I will also go over those myths. I will go back over like relationship trauma defined, because there's some things that I didn't go over in this video. So I'll go over that. I'll give you an awesome resource that you can get in there. And because you need to know, you need to know what's available to you. You also need to be able to decide what it is that you want to do next. So I appreciate you. I thank you for watching the video. Make sure you check out our next video and stay as we continue to talk about emotionally traumatic relationships, and how hard work is a myth. The hard work mindset in relationship is a myth. We're going to talk about that next week and how doing more would never make things better. So make sure you come back. Check out our video next week. We'll talk to you later.